Right, everyone. Good to see you all. We've got a nice steady group in here. Man, it looks like we are ready to start. So this is going to be a really cool one. We have everybody showing up. So we have JDun, we have JoyReign, and we have here this
Emmanuel.
podcast is so big and so awesome that I had to pull in a co-host for today. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, my name is Emmanuel, or better known as Semicolon on Horizon World. I'm a technical support engineer for Horizon, and really excited to be here to talk to our guests, JoyReign and JDun. With that being said, I'll kick it over to JoyReign and JDun to introduce themselves.
Yes, please tell us a little bit about you and your channel and all that fun stuff.
All right. Hello. Can everybody hear me, first of all? All right. Perfect. Hey, everybody. So, JoyReign here. All the time when we get this question about tell us about yourself, we can go on and on and on. So, I'm just going to stick to the bare minimum. Okay. So, I am JoyReign. I'm a content creator with my husband JDun at Getting Things Done. I am the CEO of Onyx Leaf Media and the founder of Joy in the Morning, the place that helps you become more joyful, optimistic, and yearning for positivity.
So glad to have you both here, and Semicolon as well. I'm very happy that you're able to join me today for this really awesome show. So clearly, as you guys can see, we are not only going to talk about general VR and their content and their channels, but we're also going to get into some Horizon Worlds talk as well. So this is kind of a nice kind of bridge between the two communities, and we're glad to see so many folks from both communities in the chat and in the audience in general. So Joy and JDun, why don't you tell us a little bit what inspired you to create your channel and what helped you to decide your content?
YouTube channel, Getting Things Done. The whole purpose of it was you're gonna get everything that's done. You're gonna get music, you're gonna get motivation, you're gonna get gaming, you're gonna get all the nerdiness all in one thing. So that's the reason why Getting Things Done. My last name is Duncan. That was the purpose. So I know a lot of people call us the Duns. You can still call us that, but the last name is actually Duncan. So we started the channel, and it was motivation and some other tech related things. And let's just say 3 months in, 4 months in maybe, while we were making this content, we just got to a standstill. Any other content creators out there know this. It's very hard to get to that first 100 subscribers. So we are like fighting. I'm begging people on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I'm like, please subscribe to me. I will send you $5. Well, I got to a point, y'all, where I got completely, absolutely, because at this time I was basically the only one running the YouTube channel at the time. Joel was busy with some other things with business, and I was about to shut it down. I was like, you know what? I have a good job, 9 to 5. I wasn't doing this for money. I really wanted to just kind of see what this creator economy looked like, and I had a purpose, but it just wasn't working. What did you come in the room and tell me, Joy, when you saw me saying it's time to quit?
I was like, first of all, you have been in this VR headset like forever. Like he had been playing it night and day. And I'm like, what is going on? And so he would get out of it and then go to his YouTube channel and start making motivational content. And I'm like, that's cool and everything. But your passion right now is this VR headset. So why don't you talk about it? Because he was talking my head off about it. And I'm like, wait, let me see what's going on too. So after he did that and he was like, you know what, I'm going to do it, because his problem was he thought that no one wanted to see an African-American male talk about VR. That was his thing.
Yeah.
And I said, well, if you don't see it, you go and make it. You be that change. And so he took up that advice and then he started to do it.
Yeah. And so that's how we got into VR, and the journey started right there. It was like late, I would say like late 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So right around September, we dropped our first Quest 2 review. The channel got, 200 subscribers, hit the 100 subscribers, hit the 250, started rolling up the charts. And we'll pause right there, because the story definitely leads into how did it really take its uptick in turn when we found Horizon Worlds. But we'll hold that off for right now. But yeah, that's how we got started with VR content creation.
That's so awesome. before we kind of get into the journey, can you guys talk about kind of like where your content is now? So, and then we'll kind of get into like where you guys started. Like, talk about maybe like your like latest video that you dropped and stuff.
Oh man, all right. The latest video we recently dropped, we were talking a lot about Arcade Paradise was a new game that just came out. Freaking awesome. Look, we
Yeah.
retro gamers. So the point that you can have an arcade in your room,
In your room?
in the mixed reality was incredible. We make a ton of content around Quest 3. I mean, it's the most magical device we own. It can transform into a spaceship like with Astra that just recently come out. We just put some content out around that. Our content focus right now is a lot more trying to get people to be engaged with mixed reality. We're sold on the vision that mixed reality is the key, but while we're also making a ton of Horizon Worlds content as well, because that's our home base, that's our metaverse of choice. And guess what? We are so excited because Meta Horizon OS and the Meta Horizon app and the Meta Horizon store is all got Horizon in it, and we love it. Oh, sorry. For anyone who don't.
That's awesome. It's great to see how like far you come. I'm gonna want to talk about how long have you guys been on like on this journey? Like, where did you start, and like how much has like your content changed along with the platform?
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to take that, Joy?
Yeah, so we started off doing VR date nights. We would find games that we absolutely loved playing. And so we were like, okay, well, let's just record this because we are very competitive people. And so we play against each other and everything. And we just started to record our VR date nights with some of the games that we actually enjoyed doing. And it took off from there.
Yeah. So, shout out to Forever Bowl, Forever Pool, Forever Cornhole. Those were the catalysts of beginning our process. What we were really doing
Yeah.
was we were actually having date nights because before, when we first got our Quest, this was back in 2020, which is kind of tells you the story of how we really got into VR. What really sold us on it was I got the headset. I was actually dealing with a lot of anxiety. And so I always wanted the Quest 1, didn't quite get that at the time. But when I saw Mark during the pandemic, of course, was talking about the Quest 2 in 2020, I was like, I'm buying that thing day one. All right. So went to the store, got it, put the headset on, went through first steps, and I couldn't have been in it longer than 5 minutes. I got off it, called Joy. I said, Joy, I got to come to your house right now. We were dating at the time. So when we get to her house, I bring the Quest. I say, you got to put this on your face. She's like, now she's cute, she's cute. I don't know. I don't want this on my face like this. I said, just put it on your face. Okay. All right. So we go and get her some room. We draw the Guardian out. She dances. No, I'm not going to talk about it. Go ahead and talk about it, Joy. What happened?
So my experience was I danced with the robot and I fell in love with it. First of all, I was scared of the robot because it was calibrated to his height and he's taller than me. So I was like, this giant robot is looking at me and I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, what is it? But he's like, no, it's a friendly robot. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a friendly robot. But I danced with the robot and I fell in love with it. And also to seeing the passion that, JDun had for it and being able to experience it myself, it changed everything. And so we decided to go all in.
Yeah, and so she danced with the robot, went and bought her own Quest.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to that. That same day got policy on it, got the top. I was like, my God, she got her elite strap. I'm like, my girl is killing it.
That's when your money is right.
In fact, and that's why I married her, y'all. I knew that
Credit
day.
score, everything. Okay,
I knew that day I was marrying the girl. Okay, I knew it. So once she actually did that, we started doing actual VR date nights because we weren't living together. So all we did when we started putting that content on the channel was showing people how even if you're not close to the person you love or your family and friends, you can have these date nights or these hangouts with people from all around the world. And we was doing that in Horizon venues at the time when it was actually separated from Horizon Worlds. And so just having a ton of fun. And then of course playing all those favorite pool, like shout out to them, Forever Games. That's what started our whole YouTube career with a whole lot of stuff. So for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not know you guys like kind of, bridge that like your relationship through the headset and through VR. That's like super, super interesting. I think it's like you go from online 2D to like VR. I think it's like a new chapter in that, like kind of like relationship wise. I kind of am really interested then. How did you go from playing pool Forever VR and stuff to Horizon? And then kind of like where you started where Horizon was when you started? Because
Mhm.
we know Horizon's come a long, long, long way. I
Oh
know we
yeah.
have people in the
gosh.
audience that's been with us forever, and I really thank you guys for sticking with us. So how'd you guys get into Horizon? What was your first experience like? That's where I want to start off.
All right, before Joy said, because she's gonna tell you the real story. I want to laugh about something real quick with Horizon. So I watched the keynote, 2019, I believe was the keynote, or 2021, one of those. Watched the keynote where they were showing off the person flying like the airplane, doing all that stuff. And so I went and got that invite day one. I was like, I gotta get in this platform, right? I got in there. Oh, well, I got accepted. I don't know how I got accepted. This was alpha, before it was even beta, open beta. I got in, I looked around, and I went, this place is empty. And I left out the headset, and I gave up. And the only reason why you're gonna hear this is the reason why is because I tried to get Joy to get in there with me, and for some reason her application just never got accepted. So I was like, I would refuse to be in the platform until my wife, well at the time girlfriend, could get in with me. And so henceforth, open beta happens December 9th of 2021. And then Joy's going to tell you the story of how Horizon Worlds became our metaverse home.
Yeah, so I went into Horizon Worlds and I saw that there was this talk show that was about to have something like a live talk show in there. And shout out to Dame. Same Dame is in the chat right now. So shout
Yes,
out to Dame. The name of the show is Dame's Live. And he had a live talk show, and I was like, JDun, you have to come and see. It's a real talk show going on in this metaverse thing. We have to check it out and see what it's about. And so we went there, and the first show that that Dame had was Hardy West and Dollar Beezy. Shout out to them on the stage talking about their creations and what they built. And there was a whole bunch of people in there just talking, interacting, and we're like, our minds are blown because it's people from all over the world talking about this one thing, seeing these people talk about what they're creating. It was mind-blowing. So we were like, we're in.
Yeah, that's it. We were done. From there. We just started venturing in. We went to the plaza. We started going to different worlds. We realized, oh wait, people actually built the worlds. Like, oh, Dane built this, or Hardy built that, or Meta Big Chief did. And we were like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't know we could build too.
Yeah.
And so it just became, all right, this is home. This is home. This is home. And what solidified us starting to make content around it was after that exact show. We went to it was right around Valentine's time frame. We went to shout out to Price. We went to the Cloud R&B Lounge, and she was like, "This is so romantic and it's so beautiful." And I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna hit record. We just gonna see if we can have this just for our diaries, right?" And so she was, walking, and we went through this whole process. And after we recorded that, I looked at it, I said, "This people might want to watch this." It was really funny. We were dancing, having a good time. We even met the creator in the world, and it was really cool. So we made content, and people responded to it. We made reels about The Office was made in there originally by a creator, and we made a funny reel, and it got a whole lot of views. And then we saw Waffle House was in there. It's like, oh, Waffle House, we got to go to Waffle House, So we just that's what started our journey. It was genuine excitement around the platform, world hopping with friends and loved ones, and it changed our life, man. Changed our life.
So the question I have for you all is, you guys have been making some amazing content around Horizon in various different ways, right? Whether it's actually in Horizon or it's your show that you all do and the numerous podcasts you all pop in on. So really, like, what do you enjoy most about creating your Horizon worlds and VR content in general? Like, if you could pick one thing, what would be like that real like kicker that's like drives you every day to do it?
It's actually for me, my thing with Joy in the Morning is helping people become more joyful, optimistic, and yearning for positivity. One of the things that when I became before I was a builder, I was a world hopper, which is someone who goes to everybody's experience that they built their worlds and just socialize. I like to talk. So like to hear about different people's backgrounds and what they do and get to know people on a genuine level. And one of the common things that I found was that people are going through things and they were using the headset as an escape and to experience something better. And so I created, the Joy in the Morning to help people become more joyful, optimistic, and yearning for positivity. I know you're going to go into that before later, but that's my motivation. On my side is to help people become more joyful, optimistic, and yearning for positivity, as well as show balance and show that we all can go through things. It's not that false positivity that everything's sunshine and rainbows, but letting people know that they can make it on the other side, that you just continue and you're not the only person that's going through it.
Yeah, and for me, and I know Joy shares in this too. It's the whole model we made of getting to the metaverse. The mission is to help to make the magic, the apps. I don't think every single content creator, everyone who's sold on the metaverse, every single person who's making content, it was their first initial love affair with VR that made them say, I got to share this with other people. We did
Yeah,
not get in it because, oh, this is the most lucrative thing in the world, because this is still a niche within a
we
niche.
know.
All we were trying to do was expose as many people to the metaverse, to the technology, to VR, to XR technologies. And so when we got into Horizon and we started making VR content as well for other games, that was the purpose. I want you to experience this magic. I still get so warm-hearted. Me and Joy get to work with students. We get to work with different organizations to give people their first experience in headset, and it still gives us
Yeah.
chills when we see, whoa, what that, when you see them react to things that's happening. My mom recently, 70 years old, never played a video game, got into a Quest 3, and got into Horizon Worlds and World Hop with us, and it was really cool. But she was just like, oh my God, y'all built this, to see her face and like, I can be in here all the time. And that to me is what we keep doing it even when it gets hard, as a content creator and you're trying to figure out what's your
Yes.
next step. We remember, wait, it's the magic of VR. The same feeling we got to give that to everybody. That's why we do it.
Yo, what I'm hearing here, like a really common theme, is like that actually don't people really talk about, or is community, like building a community and different sets. I have my own experience with community. Just want to give a quick shout out to Oculus 410 or 410.
Yes.
With that's what got me my first community in Horizon, and like kind of opened my eyes of like, I used to think Horizon was just like little games and stuff, but no, it's like there's like real people in there, and like that, like I now look forward to seeing like every single day, So like something I've been hearing this whole time from you guys is like how you've built communities around VR, around Horizon, and I kind of want you guys to talk about like how your experience with that, and like how that has kind of changed your perspective of Horizon, and like what are like the differences between like using Horizon as for gameplay and then also using it for like community building and stuff.
Yeah. You want to go, Joy?
Yeah, so the community aspect of Horizon Worlds is everything, and I think that is severely underrated. Some people may focus on games and thinking that it's about the retention and whatnot. However, the thing that keeps people here, that's wanting to log in and to be involved and get involved, is the community. And
Yeah.
so that is 100% the key in building a community of like-minded people, or not like-minded people, but bringing those people together for a commonality is just incredible. And there are so many different communities. Shout out to every single creator in here that has a community that they've developed from scratch. Like, shout out to every single person, because it is
Yeah.
hard, it's difficult. You want to give up, but listen, we're continuing to do that because we love it.
Yeah, community building and engagement is what sold us on the metaverse at all. We didn't need anything but a grid to have a good time with people. You put a bot in there playing some music, and we're happy. Super Rumble is incredible, and I will whoop anybody's butt on this call. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is that after we finish playing Super Rumble, I need to go somewhere and talk about my real life. Me and my wife, we're married. We're adults, so we're like, hey, we want to go have a conversation with other adults or other people with like-mindedness. And there's what I love about Horizon Worlds. We've been to every other metaverse type experience, but this one for sure for us, the people. I don't know if it's the avatars. I don't know if it's just because we're every creator has to build their own world, so you just have a different type of buy-in. But when you talk to people and you begin to connect with them and have conversations around why they built something that they built, we've had our heartstrings pulled for different things. We've had funerals inside of
Yeah.
Horizon Worlds. Me and Joy got to be a part of, and things like that. People creating things for people who have left them, people getting married. It's a lot of really amazing things. And shout out to every single creator, like I said, that's in this chat right now. It's too many to name exactly each community, but I know for 100% fact that it takes a lot of effort to build that, just like a YouTube channel. So shout out to you guys because you're the real reasons why Horizon is still working. It's not the games, it's the people. It's the people.
100%. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, sorry. So, we've heard first worlds, we've heard world hopping, all that kind of stuff. So I guess imagine there's a person who just got their Quest device, Quest 2, Quest 3, Quest Pro, anything. And you're wanting them to experience Horizon in the best way that fresh eyes could. Are there a couple worlds that you would like immediately direct people to that like have that impact to really show where that togetherness, where that community, where that just environment would really pull somebody in?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have like a million, so
Yeah.
Well,
No.
this is the thing, because when we bring people in,
say
we
that, yeah.
ask about their interests.
Yeah.
And whatever their interest is, we can direct them to a world that facilitates that, and it draws them in immediately. Now, if I bring somebody in that likes to play basketball, but I take them to a golf world, they're gonna be like, I don't care about this, So the number one thing is to find out what that individual likes and then take them to those worlds, because there are experiences for everything and for every community. So shout out to, again, everybody.
Yeah, so I'll give you a break. I'll give you like three types. Let's do an A, B, and C, right? So A, let's say it's a VR content creator, because for a long time, Horizon Worlds had this thing like, oh, it's not really good graphics, or it's not this and that. We was like, no, you've never been in here. You've never been around the people we've been around who's making this stuff happen with these primitive shapes and things like that. So we would bring them into different worlds like Regal Boxing. Shout out to Meta Big Chief. We'll bring him into Spades, Hardy West. We might bring him to Meta News to show him how a whole community is being built around
Shout
sharing
out to Miss
news.
Rocks.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Rocks. We'll take him to Rex Home, which is one of our favorite spots in there. He has a cool mansion in there that you can go in that's primitive, and there's also some cool stuff with some improved graphic stuff. But there's a few places. Then let's say if you're a super gamer, like you come in there like, I'm playing games on Quest. Horizon ain't got no real games. Oh, I'm taking you to Super Rumble. Okay. And this is the thing. I've gotten the hardest of hard VR content creators who hated, or gamers who's like hated Horizon, who just did not. And I take them to Super Rumble. I take them to Hunted High. I take them to a few other experiences like Citadel. Our minds were blown by Citadel. We was like, wait a minute, like this is really cool. A little 2-player co-op game. We'll take them to those because those first party titles are selling the best ways that Horizon can run a game. But we also have some great people right in this room. Shout out to Michael Gregory that has a whole
all
ton
those escape rooms.
Okay, so that's to say, we really do, as tour guides, we're professional world hop tour guides. Shout out to Oculus 410. He's one of those people really big on world tours and world hops. The whole idea of it is that when we get you in the headset, we're going to be like, well, first of all, let me know what you're interested in. If I've done enough studying on you, we're going to have a list of about 6 or 7 worlds that's going to blow your mind and make it ooze out of the other ear. And then by the time you finish, you're like, the next thing you know, we're going to be seeing you in Horizon. Like so many of our people who we've never seen, who weren't normally in there, now they're in there all the time. It's like, we won you over. So I often tell people you just need a great tour guide. Just like if you used to go into VR chat, you need a great tour guide. There's some great worlds in all metaverses, but of course we lean towards Horizon Worlds over here.
Yeah.
You're your own search engine.
Yes, it is.
So to change gears up just a bit, so you recently joined the MetaQuest Creator Program. What is it? Three months ago? I think so. Maybe a little bit more.
A
Oh,
little
it's
bit,
been
a little bit
longer
more
than
than that.
that.
Yeah, I think
So
about September-ish, maybe November,
Yeah.
September.
I time flies, I tell you.
Yes,
Yes, it
it does.
is. Yeah.
And it's been a joy to have you in the program. The question I would like to ask is, so how's your experience been overall? What is like your favorite aspect of the program?
Oh
My
man.
favorite aspect of the program is seeing all these different game titles that are available to us that we can test out and play and make content around. It's just incredible.
Yeah, having access to games that we can play, sometimes get them just a tad bit early, so that we can let people know how good these games are, how are they actually function, make some really cool content around it, so that we can help drive up the sales, not just for quests, but for people who might have their quest on the shelf and saying, well, they don't have a game for me. Well, let me show you this game. There's Dragon Fist Kung Fu. I'm about to show you how I'm over here fighting Kung Fu fighting up in here. Like those types of experiences. And I'm a nerd for news. I am a nerd to know what is the latest, like to the second, to the moment. How quick can I? So that's one of the benefits of the MetaQuest Creator Program is being able to get that news, be able to understand and be a part of different things to help push the platform forward. Like a lot of people don't realize this program is really about trying to make sure that not just Quest but VR wins. And so how can we make the Quest platform better? How can we take things to the next level? How can we upgrade the content that other creators do? Even this Discord that we're in right now, that was a product of a lot of movement and shaking from the Quest program. So just shout out to all of the folks who make this program possible, because it is
Yeah.
tremendously been a blessing to us. And every time we get an opportunity to talk about it, we always like, yo, this is one of the greatest things we've ever done and ever been a part of. And you're so thankful and humbled to be a part.
No, we're definitely glad to have you all. We actually have a couple questions from the community that we can ask. One of them we're going to save for the end.
Okay.
The one from Oculus 410. That was a good question, so we're definitely saving that one. But George the Stitch said question for you all is actually one that we had too, so this is perfect. What was your first VR game of all time? We already know how you got into buying VR headsets, but what is like that first game that once you had your device, you're just like, this is the place for me outside of Horizon Worlds?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like game wise, like what was that one game that you're just like, this is
Oh.
amazing and I'm sold forever?
JDun, what is
Half
that?
and half.
Half and half. Yes, I was just about to say, what is that game? Half and
Listen.
half.
We're gonna set the tone, ladies and gentlemen. Close your eyes right now. We're gonna set the tone, okay? It was a gloomy day in Louisiana. I had a really horrible day at work. Joy had a really bad day at work. We were once again still remote from one another. We couldn't be with one another, and so we were looking for free apps at the time, and because we were still trying to figure out what games we wanted to get into, and we came across this app, Half and Half. So
Half and
and we
half.
saw it was multiplayer, so we were like, all right, we're gonna get on the quest party here and try to jump in into this app. Y'all, okay, I know it's gonna sound strange. When you first load into the app, you want to tell them, Joy, what happens when
You first load into the app, everything's white. It looks like your quest broke or something. It's like, okay, what's going on? Everything's white, and then after it starts to part, and you see this little world thing where these big blobs come in front of you, and they're talking like, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? And so, what we came to find out is that if you're not in a party together, everybody else sounds like little blurbs, but you can understand the other person that's talking to you. And they have these different experiences that you could go into, like swimming underwater, flying in the air and stuff. Now, mind you, this was when we had our Quest 2s and we were just getting into this, so we did not know what in the world it was capable of. And so to be able to do these experiences and swimming against, with these people, these blobs, and it's just fun. So that was our experience, and it was so much fun. If y'all have not tried it, try Half and Half.
So what happened? We thought we died and went to heaven. Technically, that's because the way the skies parted, and we like,
Party.
oh my! And it literally took our mood. That was the first time we ever experienced a game
Yeah.
taking our mood from like this lowness to we're seeing the people going beep, 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 all that good stuff. It just made us laugh and giggle, and we was like, yo, this is magical. I know it's the most wildest thing to say. I would say the second thing to that would be venues. This, of course, was when it was separated from Horizon, and we went into our first concert, and we were just dancing, right? We were in there with our avatars, taking pictures, snapping it up.
Or legs.
Before legs, yeah, before legs. I will have to put the picture in the Discord of our original avatars, how they looked. And we're in there dancing, and this guy, he's staring at us to the right a little bit, and he's like, we're like, what's going on? So he comes off mute. He's like, you mind if I dance with you guys? It was like, absolutely, you can come over and dance with us. So we dancing, right? And we come to find out we were talking to one another. He's like, wait, y'all came in here together? It's like, oh yeah, we're dating. He's like, y'all in the same place? And it was like, by that time we were kind of living together. It was like, yeah, we're in the same house, same, different rooms. And he was like, oh my God. And he goes and friends her. He sees Joy's picture. He's like, you're gorgeous. And I'm like, yeah, of course you're gorgeous, man. I wouldn't be able to. And then what's amazing is the guy says he's in Argentina.
He was from Argentina.
And I was like, whoa, and we're just having this conversation with someone across the world in VR. And we was like, that's when we realized the boundaries of VR were literally limitless. So
what is your favorite concert that you've seen within Horizon Worlds?
Oh, I'm ready, but I'm gonna let you go, Joy, go first.
My favorite concert? I don't have a favorite. I like all of them. I mean, I enjoyed the Biggie concert a little bit, and I enjoyed what was that? The Tori Kelly one that they had. I enjoyed that one. But I enjoyed all of them.
Okay, so here's it's gonna be random. It was New Year's Eve, 2020.
Oh yeah.
Was it 2022 going into 2023? And we had just got back from an event. Gotten a headset, and Shaquille O'Neal had a New Year's Eve party inside of Horizon Worlds, and it was lit. He has Cardi B. He had all kind of artists in there. It was dope. That's my favorite. It had a whole world around it. It was really fun. That's my favorite of all concerts in there.
That's awesome. So also, we know that you're always making content, but when you both aren't making content and you're playing games together or playing games separately, what are some of your favorite apps? What are some of your apps, whether it's travel or Horizon, like a Horizon Worlds type music thing, or just a game that you love to play? What's your top two?
Okay, well, I love mental health things, stuff that would bring me down and calm me down. So I love apps like Trip and Headspace. I am so into Headspace right now till it's not funny. Like it brings you to a whole nother level, and it makes you center yourself. And so if you haven't checked that out, check out Headspace. But when I'm ready to get it depends, because sometimes I like to try the cooking simulator and fuss and be mad at the recipes that they have and stuff like that. But I mean, other than that, I love playing the Lego game as well. I love strategy with the puzzles and stuff like that. So I love the Lego game.
Yeah, for me, it will be a battle between you can't make me choose. So between all the resolution games, and all of forever games. So bowling, pool, cornhole, all of those, and of course Demio and Demio battles. Y'all don't want to see me or Joy in Demio battles. I'm just letting y'all know right now. Okay, and of course, Racket Club has.
Oh yeah.
That dominated about 2 months of our life, where we were just me and Joy battling out every night on who gonna do the dishes with Racket Club. Okay, so those are my favorite experiences. Sometimes we're doing a whole lot of mixed reality, like Trackcraft is a fun game. I've been playing a lot of that, and just really we try new apps every week. There's new experiences, kind of a blessing that with Quest now, there's almost new experiences every single week for mixed reality and VR. So we really can't have a favorite because we switch in favors every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another question is when it comes to the metaverse, how do you personally define it?
Okay, it's easy. The
Go ahead on.
metaverse is the digital equivalent of physical existence without physical limitations. I'll say that one more time. The metaverse is the digital equivalent of physical existence without physical limitations. So I know we've done this in classrooms a few times. We said in the world, the sky is the metaphorical limit. In the metaverse, there is no sky to limit you. So that's how we define it. I give you the educated, nice, cool, and then I give you the breakdown, nice and sweet. You know, a lot of people want to say 3D internet and things like that, but that's our. We've coined those two definitions as our definitions. Whether you take it from the there is no sky that limits you, that's what the metaverse is, or if it's the digital equivalent of physical existence without any physical limitations. There you go.
That's actually a very good definition in general. I wasn't expecting that. So
Oh
great.
man, we always ready over here. Get them to the metaverse, baby.
I kind of have one question, and it's kind of just like I want to ask. Like, I know, like you're in VR like a lot. I kind of want to understand, like, how did you integrate it into your life, right? Because I know you guys personally. I know you have like other skills, right? Like I know you do music and stuff, and you like, and how has VR essentially like been integrated into your life? How have you used those skills to in VR, and like how does that all kind of come together? Can you talk a little bit about like kind of the content that you've like put out because you're able to like put everything together?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we have done a lot in our lifetime.
Yeah.
From owning other businesses to doing photography, videography,
Radio stations.
radio, touring on the music scene, doing all of that stuff. And so we've gathered all of our resources and what we have learned through all of those experiences and putting it into whatever we decide to back up as far as like, okay, we're doing Joy in the Morning, we're doing Getting Things Done, the YouTube channel, we're putting all of that, what we've learned into that. And, we always say and let people know that the things that you've done before you've gotten into VR is
Say that, Joy.
learning from those experiences. A lot of people want to throw those things away, but bring all what you have learned, what you've gone through, bring all that into the VR space because it may help someone else, and and help yourself as well. So yeah, that's one aspect of it. JDun, you want to take the other half?
Absolutely. We're advocates for diversity and inclusion. So we do that outside of the headset. So we do it inside the headset. We made a pact between one another together that everything we are and that we would be, we're at a place in our life where we're not hiding any part of us. Exactly who we are outside the headset, you're going to get in the headset. I love this woman. So you're going to see me love her in the metaverse. I love gaming. So you're going to see me talk and do a lot of gaming. You're going to see me love music. So recently had a new single came out. We promoted it with VR. Why would I promote it any other way? I got to meld all these things together. VR is not a separation of life. VR is an exploration of life. VR is the expansive piece, the extra piece, like the extra layer. We did not choose VR because we have a life that's not happy. We are very, very happy in our lives. We chose VR because it's an extension of our happiness. We get to do things with people around the world, and we've created families and friends with people from all over the world because of this platform. So for us, everything, whether it's the graphics that we make, we've been doing graphics for 20 years. We've been doing video editing. I've done video editing on and off. I went to film school. So for me, I've worked on movies. I've worked on TV shows. I've worked on scripts. I've worked on all that. So, and then Joy's background with even all the different things she has, like the music and
finance as
finance.
Well, having my bachelor's degree in finance and economics, and taking all those aspects of business and putting it into the business. All those things are key.
Yeah, and for me, one thing that's really big, I'm really big on, and you should feel it every time you watch a video, every time we make content, is our passion. I believe your motivation and your passion drives everything. And I have a passion. Joy has a pure passion for people and to have people to experience all the things that we have had. We're very blessed people, so we want to see other people happy and blessed. And so we share every bit of our skills and our talents to see that happen. Because when we leave the earth, we leave the earth. You can't take none of it with you. So we give everything we got every single week, whether it be through VR or anything else we do.
I wanted you guys to. That's first of all, that was amazing. That was like
Oh,
that was
thank
so
you.
cool.
Appreciate it, man.
I want you guys to talk about. Joy talked about it, touched on it earlier in the AMA. Your talk show, Joy in the Morning, because that is a perfect example of how you've used all of your skills, put them together to create content that isn't just entertaining, but actually impacts people's lives.
Yeah,
Can you guys talk about that, please?
Yeah, it's all about, again, helping people become more joyful, optimistic, and yearning for positivity. Wanting to meet a need for people, because a lot of people are hurting out there. And it's not that I'm coming from a place where I haven't been hurt or I haven't experienced all this. Sometimes when I get on that stage, I am trying to encourage other people while I'm encouraging myself. Because sometimes, like, one of the shows is that I had was the imposter syndrome. Sometimes you feel that you're not as good enough, or why am I here? Why do I deserve this? Somebody else needs to be here.
Yeah.
But when we come to realize it, it's like, no, you're meant to be here for this because you have worked your butt off. You've done everything that you were supposed to do to be here. And so I had to encourage other people while I encourage myself. And what better way to do that than getting a whole bunch of people together from all over the world to share their experience, their individual experiences, to uplift someone else, to let them know, hey, you're not the only one that's going through this. I've done this as well, and you can overcome it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. A lot of people think that Joy in the Morning is a morning talk show. It is not a morning talk show, people. So do not look for it at 7 a.m. No, it's not. Joy in the Morning is an expression of overcoming something. So it comes from the scripture, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And so letting you know that you can overcome something. And this show is for everybody, no matter what your religion, no matter what your background, your sexual orientation. We love you as a human being, and we want to see you be better. And so that's what this show is all about. Human beings coming together to help each other be better in and out of the headset.
Come on. That's it. I
Well,
love
I'm
it.
just going to say that your show is actually how I discovered the both of you.
Oh
Is
my gosh.
actually watching your show. It is just like that feeling that you're putting out there right now that I'm sure that even people are hearing you explain right now. Like, it
Yeah.
definitely hits you in a really nice way. And it's just like, it makes you feel. And that's one thing that is great about the both of you and has always been, is just
Yeah.
like, you care about everybody, you invite everybody in, and you put on just great shows. And there's always like a nice little, almost feels like a moral, like at the end of each one in kind of a way. So
Yeah,
that's
because
great.
it's absolutely 100% genuine, because I've been that person that felt not welcomed. I've been that person that felt like you don't understand me but you're judging me. And I never want anyone who's in my presence to feel that way that I've felt. And so I made it my business to make sure that everyone that I come in contact with know and feel the love for real, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, as we're getting close to the end, sadly, of our session today, the one thing I would like to ask is kind of a two-part question. Oculus 410 has about half of it, and we have the other half. But to start off, what is your advice to other content creators who are trying their best? And you kind of touched on this actually earlier a little bit, JDun. And they feel like they're not getting enough love, and they're not like really blowing up. They're not, they hit a standstill, they hit a space. What is kind of your advice for somebody who's kind of hit that wall, who's hit that space, and who's kind of just asking the question, what do I do now?
Man. All right. All right, I'm very seldom I get serious. But I'm gonna get serious for a moment here and say this, and I'm gonna look into the camera as much as I can. First of all, your content is so important. Your voice is so important. I've turned down opportunities that would have muted my voice, that would have paid me or would have allowed me to do other things, but it would have stripped my power and my voice away to be a unique voice in this industry, whether that's in VR, whether that's in music, whether that's in content creation or any other thing. But let's specifically touch on VR. Everyone has a different way. I used to be of the mindset that when someone else makes the same video about the same thing, then I can't make it. And so I will be like, oh, I didn't do it fast enough. Or, no, your voice matters. How you see it, how you view it, your laughter, your joy about it, it matters. Yes, you're going to have months, even we do. You're going to have times where there's staleness, where you're being tested. I actually believe in even in the, let's say, the YouTube algorithm, I feel like you're tested at some point to see, will you stay consistent? Will you continue to upload? Any person who's gotten over 100 subscribers, who's hitting that 1,000 mark on it, started getting to, or on any platform, understands that it takes time, it takes consistency, and you have to have to remember your why. Because I'm telling you, it don't matter if you got 10,000 followers, 100,000. I could guarantee you always want more. You always want more. And what we found to work for us, when we look at our numbers or the views didn't get high on that day that we expected, we put all this work into it. We look at each other and say, are you happy with what you made? Did this bring you joy? Do you feel like you gave your best foot forward? And if we can answer to all three of those things that way, then we let go. And you know what? Something funny happens. Joy can admit to this. The next day we might wake up a few days later, heck, a month later, and that same video that we were like, well, it didn't get any traction, is getting traction now, because maybe at that time the algorithm just wasn't checking for it, or it just wasn't something that people were looking for at the moment. Don't you ever give up on a dream. I'm going to say this, and I'm gonna pass it to Joy. I started YouTube in 2014. And I'm explaining to you why this is important, what I'm about to tell you. I started in 2014, created a channel called Today's Mobile Tech. And the desire was, because once again, I'm all about mobile technology and things like that. The desire wasn't so much to even become big. It was just to inform people about all this cool stuff I know and learned. Didn't see the numbers. Didn't see people engaging with it. At least in the time, in the moment, in the second, I didn't see it. And so for me, I was like, you know what? After doing it for a year and putting out podcasts and all this content, I stopped. And I didn't even pay out at the time. I was paying for a brand channel. I stopped paying for the channel, lost the email, all that good stuff. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 rolls around, started digging about the channel again. And believe it or not, I went back and saw that channel. It had over 10,000 subscribers. And I only had 3 videos on the channel. But because I didn't have the account anymore, I couldn't even access it. And I reached out to Google and they're like, no, we can't do nothing about it. We're actually going to purge it. And so I realized, what if I would have stuck with it in 2014? Where would the channel be today if I would have kept putting content out? And so I tell everybody, don't ever sleep on your dream. Just because it's not for today does not mean it's not for tomorrow. All right. Go ahead, Joy, if you got something.
And so on the other side of that, don't expect everyone to hop on your bandwagon. If you do not see a like, if you do not see a share, do not stop your dream because people aren't rocking with it right now. You have to believe it in yourself. You have to develop this hard exterior of, no matter what, I believe in myself and I am going to keep doing this no matter what because I believe in it, And so a lot of people get detoured for that because they're saying, oh, I don't see 20 likes or I'm not seeing this, nobody's sharing it. They're like, okay, well, don't do it for other people, do it for yourself. And when you do it for yourself, you're going to keep on going.
You never know who's watching. You just never know. We didn't know Ryan was paying attention to us at Joy in the Morning. We didn't know.
No.
And so it's like, oh, well, we'd have never known. So you never know who's watching and who's about to assist you. That hand, there's that whole picture of someone picking with an axe for diamonds, right? And they're picking and they're this close to the diamond, but because they don't, that one more hit, they miss that one more hit and they miss the whole field of diamonds. So,
and then also too, one more nugget. Watch out for people who want to attach to your dream, because they may want to attach to it because they see something from it and use you and then leave you.
Yeah.
Now, that's a nugget right there in itself. Watch out for people who want to mentor. Watch out for people who want to do all of that stuff, because listen, some people do not have good intentions. And so you want to make sure that you have people around you that hold you accountable and really actually care about you.
Yeah, I didn't have a Joy. Telling me that in 2014 that says to me, hey, don't quit on your dreams. We would have probably had a channel with 100, 200. We might have been an MKBHD. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, we would definitely be in a different place now. But go ahead.
Wow. Well, this has been like probably the most inspiring hour that I've experienced in quite some time.
You need a tissue, Ryan? I got a box of tissues right here, dog.
I
was ready. Oh my god.
100%. But yeah, first I really want to thank you, Joy and JDun, for popping in today and hanging out with us and just being a nice kind of like beam of light out there in the VR content world. And Emmanuel, like, thank you so much for popping in as well. I was happy to be able to have you as a co-host, and hopefully we can do more in the future. For everybody else, we hope that you all will come and hang out with us. And for VR content creators, you've seen this amazing journey today that we have talked about for the last hour. There's plenty of new stories to tell, and you can be one of them, and you might already be one of them. So make sure to jump into our community Discord here that you're already in. Share some of your content, share your links. We'll make sure that you get a tag so you can jump into our creator lounge and get more eyes on your content. And if you're a Horizon Worlds creator, we'll definitely make sure to put it here in the chat. And we also have it listed in our welcome to head on over to the Horizon Worlds Discord as well. I've been in there for a while, and there's some really amazing people, including the three that you see here with me today.
Hey,
thank you.
Yes, I was gonna say too, if anybody wants to add me on Horizon and just sees me on there and wants to hang out, feel free to add me. It's semicolon the way it's spelled right here.
Cool.
Yes, most definitely hit us up too.
Yeah.
We'd love to hang out.
Man, this was awesome. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
of course. Very glad that you all have been able to be here. And our audience, it's been great to have you here, and thank you for all your questions and the super active chat. And until next time,
everybody. Woo.
Yeah.
And until next time, please come in and hang out with us in both Discords. We're obviously a lot of fun. You can see it here. So we'll talk to you all soon. Thank you all, and have a great weekend. I hope you do something amazing.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Bye, everyone.
See you all.